world, we are live once again. It's on. You know what time it is. It's the Cloud Chronicles podcast, man. I'm your host, Johnny Blaze, in the building, man. I got a super dope special guest, man. Hilarious comedian, man. One of my favorites. I'm glad he could join me today, man. So y'all, I want you to put your hands together virtually for those people there. And, you know, if you're watching it later, you can still clap. It's the same thing. I got my boy, man. He's a comedian, man. Super funny comedian. All the way out of Cincinnati, Ohio. He's done tons of all deaf videos, all deaf digital videos. I've seen them all. He's been on Roast Me. Oh man, he was hilarious on Roast Me. But anyways, man, so let me, without further ado, as they say, man, I'm gonna bring my boy up. This is Kal Hamilton in the building. Hey, man, what's good?
Hey, I'm so happy to be on the Cloud Chronicles, man. You already know I've been seeing your work, bro. So I already know what type of show this is about to be.
Hey, man, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate it, man. You know, it's just me over here. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
so
that's all you need. One. Start with one, bro.
Yeah. I appreciate it, man. So I want to dive right into it, man. So tell me, man, about how you started, man. How long you've been doing comedy?
Man,
when did you start? Did you start in Cincinnati?
Yeah, I started back in Cincinnati back in when Gary Owens was on, but he wasn't on. That was the first show I did with him hosting because he's from Cincinnati, which was dope. But I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I just figured I was the funny dude, you know, just like how everybody be like, man, I'm funny around my friends, and I took that to the stage, and I mean. Like Cincinnati's so small, so Gary Owens loves the Bengals. I love the Bengals, and this one, Chad Johnson, Chris Henry, rest in peace. Chris Henry.
Y'all was hot.
TJ Hismanzada, Rudy Johnson.
Yeah, y'all that was prime Bengals.
That was that team. Oh man, they got off of because their practice is like an hour. Their practice feels like an hour away. Mistakenly, for some reason, they all came because Gary Owens was hosting this show at the Funny Bone. They all said, hey, we've been practicing all week, like in Georgetown. Let's go see our boy Gary. I didn't know. I'm in the back room. I'm first up. I get up there. It went like a 90-degree drop. It was just like
yeah.
And what happened was Chad Johnson, he was like, man, what you talking about? He said, get off the stage. I said, I get off the stage when you win a game. And then I was like,
oh shit, because I know Chad be talking shit. I know Chad be talking that shit.
The whole team, but you just found out, shit. It just kept you humble. And at the same time, you just keep going. You just keep going. So now it's all love. If you don't, Cincinnati made because I started off doing like an Apollo style show. See, a lot of comedians, they start off doing shows. I started doing big shows, Apollo style. And like how you was, it was just me. So Apollo style shows, if you're a barber, a hairstylist, that means you're bringing all your people there. Everybody getting haircuts throughout the week is buying tickets. I'm the bald head Charles Barkley light skinned nigga that nobody knows. So, bro, like when I got on stage, like, who the fuck is this? Bring our boy out who shake me up earlier. Bring the nigga from the hood out. Who is this nigga?
And they're like, no, man, my boy cut my hair here. I'm on the list. I swear to God,
I'm
man.
on the list. Like, who is he? Like, who is this fake Charles Barkley? Get my boy out here. Like, I paid $20 for a ticket, So you had to build real quick in that city, and I was thankful because they don't have it no more. So I caught the end of a good era in comedy in Cincinnati, to say the least.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So I hear a lot of comedians, man. They talk about like their class, so to speak. So you kind of, who did you come up with, man? I know you spoke about Gary Owens earlier.
So
who else?
I feel like because out there, I think everywhere, a lot of places, except like in California and stuff, people say classes. There's nothing wrong with classes. I always look at, I don't really pay attention to too many classes. It's because if you go, how do you say a class when this person who's been in a class for have 75% less time than you, then he take off.
Right.
So are you saying this freshman graduated before you and you a senior?
Right.
So it just, you know what I mean? The mental, because I never heard it until I moved to LA, like class. Like, and I understand what people say. That makes them kind of go I think what it does is hold people accountable in that era of saying where you at. But it's just like,
Yeah.
to me, it's like I don't need that because you can pop at any time. You could be on right now, and then in a year I'm on, and then you're like, oh, what class? And I think what people like to do is they like to define the class because it's, oh well, this person's doing this. It'd be like, this is not the NBA. NBA had a class, like, you know what I mean, a class.
Eras and shit. Like
Yeah,
niggas is trying to say like, oh man, I came up in the Jordan era.
Right, I came up in a Jordan era. Like, yo, you
Yeah.
play against Jordan. Like, I can see that, but it's like I can get put on shows with Dave Chappelle, and some people ain't never did shows with Dave Chappelle just from the strength of being from Ohio, and he, you know what I mean. Right. So to me, classes is not like really meaning anything other than, hey, you know, because I like to mess with everybody. I don't like to be like, oh well, this is my homeboy making comedy. Now I do respect OGs. I do respect people, but you know what? Like that, and that's the thing. I look at it like you can respect OGs, and people define classes, but to me, a class is who you build up with. Like if a person been out here a year but is a good writer, you're a good comedian, he's a good director. That whole class, like now you made this happen together. Like, and a lot of people only, oh well, you ain't been out here 10 years. You don't have to be out here 10 years to do something, you know what I mean? And I like that. I like to bring people up, and I like to be brought up by people who see a vision in me that I don't see in myself, and vice versa. You know, so now we're a team. We're no longer a class, because who gives a damn about a class when the team is winning?
Right. So what I guess what's the better way to say what's some OGs you looked up to that you came up under?
I like Tyrone Hawkins. I mean, it was an old school like Tyrone Hawkins. You know, you never really got to grasp because Cincinnati was a city where you just had to fight for your own, and you had to, and you found funnier people underground than on top.
Okay.
So it's like, you know,
the underground scene was bigger.
Yeah, the underground scene was bigger. Now you would have, because Cincinnati's by Atlanta, you would have my boy Carlos Miller come up there, and we sit there, and after a show we'll have a drink in his car with my smoke and parlay, and then he's gone. You know, and so I see like Carlos Miller, I definitely respect. You know what I mean? Because I saw him.
That's one of my favorites, bro. One of my favorites.
And he's so cool with me. That is so crazy because I actually seen him do it. You know, I seen the process. I seen him drive his Challenger up to Ohio and he saw me go from Cincinnati to Atlanta and back down, you know, just for 3 minutes. So, you know, when he's out here, I'm out here, and that's one of my boys. So it's like those eras, you know. You know, and you know, you have your, you know, because I always looked up to like people on TV, like a Bernie Mac, you know. Bernie Mac and Cat Williams was, and then everybody else was just in the umbrella. But Bernie Mac, Cat Williams, and then everybody else. It was. I was
watching that before we started, bro. I was watching the old Bernie Mac, the Bernie Mac show.
Yeah. I
still watch them reruns daily, man. It's just a classic.
I made a video. Vanessa got her OnlyFans. Bernie Mac was so like it's just something about not caring, you know what I mean, and being great, you know what I mean. That's why he on Kings of Comedy he was the finisher. People came to see him. Everybody else was entertained, but they knew at the end of the show you had somebody that, and rest in peace, that he died too early, but they knew. Yeah. They knew, and I, you know, it was just like, hey, if you never saw Michael Jordan play, you might be got a chance to see Kobe play. If not, then you get a chance to see LeBron. It's always gonna be somebody like that,
right?
Like, you know, so it's like, man, I wish I would have saw him or Cat Williams in their prime, because their energy was unmatched. You know.
Yeah. So I want to ask you this, man. This pandemic, this shit has been crazy. You know what I'm saying? So how have you been, quote unquote, like keeping your hustle together through the pandemic? You know what I'm saying? I know you had to, you know, when everything shut down, wasn't nobody able to travel. So, you know, tell me how that went, and then now how everything's kind of opening back up a little bit, you know, getting back on stage.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, you know, the pandemic hurt a lot of people, you know, especially in the comedy game. What I learned is, I first of all, I didn't think it would go this long, but I knew in California it could go longer because California is a clean, dirty place. Like, you know, you have your spots, but it's mostly, so it's like, it's just overpopulated. And with that happening, you know what I mean? But I knew these people with money out here is gonna be like, damn, these masks. Let me drive my Lamborghini. I got these mansions. You know, so it was a matter of time for, and you would see it like on World Star Hip Hop, people going to CVS no mask because these people feel entitled because they have the riches. Then you know what I mean. So it was like it's hard to be around people like that. But for me, you know, I just try to stay motivated from working out. I mean, I got burnt out on social media. There's only so much I can do on social media.
Right.
There's only so much I can watch. Like if my timeline is probably filled with the same 10 people, because you might have 1,000 followers, or for example, you're following 1,000, but those 1,000 that you follow, if you go through them, 75% ain't posted since last year.
Yeah, you know man, it's a lot. It's a lot of dead followers on Instagram. I noticed the same thing.
Like,
and people,
why haven't you
people
posted
be thinking
since 2020? Is it?
Yeah.
It's like I follow some dude. He was a comedian. He loved my stuff. He met me the other night when I performed, and I followed him just on the strength he's a comedian. But then I'm like, dude, you're not even posting nothing. Like you're not. What am I gonna do with this? I can't do nothing with it. So now when I get off,
I can't even support you.
But he's looking at me. But it's like let me support you too. It's not reciprocated. It's not reciprocated. I can't learn from you. Like you might be a master editor. I don't know that because you haven't posted nothing. The last post you had was on Halloween. Come on, bro. If you're a comedian, you know this. If you're a comedian, this goes with you. You can't say I'm an editor and at a newspaper and the last thing you wrote was about Jackie Robinson. Like they be like, wait a minute, man. Like,
yeah, exactly.
You really.
Exactly. It's like
you still talking about Martin Luther King.
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about, man?
Yeah.
Like, and that's how I look at people now. You know, so social media was definitely a key, but then after a while, if you just was human, it just got boring. So you know, this time I take the time out for my family all back in Ohio. I got a son. Shout out to my son Jaden. He's 16, so it's like I try to just stay interacting with that. You know what I mean? More so, you know what I mean? Because that's where it matters as your nucleus of your family. You know what I mean? Because out here there ain't nobody doing nothing, and so it's like, you know, people only can call you from what you was doing or what they can see or how I just let me spend time with my family, especially since you're seeing a lot of people pass away from no reason. So you're like, what's going on? You know what I mean? Like, what's going on? Why y'all, so I just try to stay in touch with my family, travel a little bit back to Cincinnati here and there and call it, flip it up in the air and live my life,
Yeah. So so the virtual shows have taken off a little bit. I saw that. You did, what you did do the Keep Your Distance, right?
I did Keep Your Distance. I'm about to do Chocolate Sundays coming up. Keep Your Distance was fun. Let me tell you a story about Keep Your Distance.
Okay.
Came on stage to hear and all that.
Big shout out.
And see, I'm like the person. Cal, how did you? Because you have people in their mind just think these are big shows. Yes, they are big shows, but these are shows that you can get easily put on if you're friends with them. Yeah, and you don't have to be fake. I didn't see Kevin on stage for a whole 2 years. And then as soon as we see each other, we hug because we don't have no animosity towards each other. I don't need nothing from you. And I did his shows this past Easter and he couldn't put it up only because I cussed on it and it was an Easter show. And I don't know why. And I was like, that's all we could put.
Oh, you forgot.
Yeah, I was like, God damn. And everybody, I'm like, and from that, I was just like, they didn't say I wasn't funny. They just said, damn, Cal, it was a clean show. I'm like, man, I zoned out. I'm sorry. I am sorry.
I was in that groove, man. I was just in that mode, man.
I was in that mode. So think about this. His show was 10 minutes, and I got paid. And then the dude right behind me put me on a show like a week before at a church. So he saw me cuss. And Kev was asking me to do 10 minutes. This dude's asking me to do 20 clean. Kev's show wasn't clean, but the church show was clean.
Clean.
Oh, bro, you have to.
Hey, my dad is a minister, bro. I know how
my grandpa was a reverend. My mom's name is Faith, so that's to let you know how our nucleus of the family. And I'm like, oh man. So everybody see me do this, and it wasn't bad, but they just knew, like, man, like. I was just like, so I go to the car, I sit there, and I was like, I wasn't really upset. I was just like, man, what's going on? that I, what was going on in my mind. I was like, and the people, my boys was like, oh, and then my one boy said this, and I'll never forget this a day in my life. He said, Cal, you're a quarterback. He's like, when quarterbacks throw interceptions, dude, they got to get over it that quick. You at least got a few hours. They got to do it in the next play. And then when you make a touchdown, everybody love you. But just think about how many people lost a Super Bowl. Russell Wilson, when he didn't hand it off to Marshawn Lynch and he threw an interception. Think about those people. And they can't go home and kill themselves. They got to still play with their family, play with the kid, be loving husbands to their wife. Yep. They said that
leave that shit in the locker room.
That's why you got to leave it there. And it just amazed me, like when people, because I love football, but I was just like, man, that's amazing that you're right, because I'm like, this is just one thing. It don't define anything that you do in the future. And so what happened was I got back, and the same dude who did it, like did the church show. It's a film, it's a taping. I go up there, knock it out the park. And I'm like, So God has a funny way of teaching you be humble, but be ready, but be humble. Because he'll tell, and the word gets around. So it's like, oh man, Cal cuss on that show. Oh, okay. And then the next day he on Tahir's show. He on Tahir's Zooming with the homies, and they probably was talking about it at some segment. I wasn't watching. And then he's like, no. Cal just did my 20-minute show, and he killed it. So it just that eased up everything. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. So I was just like, woo, that was a woo. God,
he's like, I almost lost it.
God said I was gonna make it harder for you, but I had to work 2 times as harder and less to pay.
Right.
And it was worth it though. You know what I mean? Because word got around, like, hey man, I heard you killed that show. That's how you rebound from, like, you know what I mean? And I was just like, because I like to perfect myself. So it was like when I cuss, it was just like
So was that one of your was that the first time you've been back on stage since everything opened up, or
that was my first time being back on stage. I do travel. Like I went to Vegas maybe a month ago, had some shows out there, but the atmosphere it's different when, like, the pandemic, because a lot of people, depending on what clubs you like to do, they listen to jokes. I was a feature, my boy was a headliner that night. They listen to jokes, but some places just want you to talk about them. Some places want you to talk about the atmosphere. Some places if the host ain't good, they lose interest. So it's like you can say you're set, but no matter how funny your set is, it's not gonna get the laughs it deserves, because these people are already over it. The host didn't blew them off. The host didn't call some girl to be in the crowd. I was doing a show and the host asked some wife, "All y'all together?" Yeah. Oh, she must give good head. Hey, that's my wife. So he did. I'm like, bro, you can't do that.
You're supposed to set the tone.
You got to set the tone. So when I go up there, I got to set the tone plus do my joke. And it was like, it's so a lot of people are coming back, but it's like they haven't been working on Zoom, writing, and it shows. Because like now, when you go up there, and I tell people, bro, you too polished to be doing that. What is that? You've been doing it for 6 years, and this is what you do. Now I can't even refer people here, because people here is gonna be mad at me for. I'm like, you have
your name on it.
Exactly. So I've been doing shows out of town, Vegas definitely, but that was the first show other than Zoom or like little rinky-dink open mics. So that's where I had to get the rust off. It was a big show to get the rust off, but it was just like And then once I come back, now I'm in tip-top shape to get better every day since it's opening back up.
So one of my favorite things you did, man, the all death videos.
Yeah.
Roast me, man.
Oh yeah.
Man, just talk about that, man. How it was shooting those videos, being around all those comedians, especially roast me, man, because I know that atmosphere was crazy.
Yo. So, and that's where a lot of love still come from, because stuff slowed down. That it was cool because I can hold my own, but then you start seeing like how funny, and in actuality, it's a brotherhood too. So you know what I mean? Like you have your Teddies and CPs and Brandon Lewis, and you have all these people, David Lucas, Craig, and it's just like a nucleus of funny. And so when you go there, you have to be ready. You gotta be ready for it, man. But you gotta be ready. But after the first time you do it, you like, okay. So when you do it again, you're like, I gotta be ready because I didn't know
Yeah.
how big that show was until they was like, I was in LA and some dude was walking up on me. I thought he was about to knock me out, so I started balling my fist, and he came up to me like, "Hey, ain't you?" I was about to swing because I didn't know. I was like, oh, "Ain't you
Man,
my
you put
guy?"
fire on your ass. Yeah. Yeah.
He's like, "Ain't you the dude from Roast Me?" I said, "Boys, listen, I need you to write a letter first. Like, come up to." I was like, I can't
say that shit from front. Hey, my name.
Hey, ain't you that dude from Roast Me? He walked up on to me like, "Hey, ain't you that nigga who?" He couldn't do that to me.
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh my god." So that was kind of weird, you know what I mean? Because then people start recognizing you from doing those shows. And it's weird because if you ain't having people coming up to you, you're like, you got to pick your poison. Like, man, do I hit you and lose a fan? Or do I let you hit me?
Yeah.
Maybe. But Roast Me was cool. And they look out for me. Like, I like Pat. Shout out to Pat. Kevin on Stage Kevin on Stage wasn't even doing what he's doing. He was directing a lot of stuff. His videos with 5 million views on there. Where we do lesbians have more game. Teddy Ray, he made a video, You and Your Bitch. He made a song, and I'm in the video.
Bro, that is a damn classic, underrated song right now.
Oh my god!
You need to go and drop that single.
Have you watched the video?
Yes, bro. I got it saved. I watched that video whenever I just want to go watch something funny. I go watch that episode where they made the song, and then I go watch the video.
Yeah, actual video. We're in Russell Simmons' office. And and that was so fun. People, I still hear it to this day. Like, man, and we, hopefully a number 2 come out. But that was fun making it. That was actually fun making it. So they put me in position to definitely expose me and open up me and be funny within my level. I'm sorry that we never got to the Charles Barkley thing. We wanted to get to that Charles Barkley, and one day it's like a phone call came in and. It just never got happened. So that's one thing I wish that would have happened because I know they would have. And they asked me, like, Cal, are you ready to do the Charles Barkley thing? Because once you do it, now you're at the airport as that dude. So they was like hitting me too, like, hey, once you do it, and I'm like, yeah, I'm ready. And I remember one time everybody was sleepy and we just never did it. I think that was the end of all that business, like the next week. I'm like, oh,
damn. Yeah. But hey, man, if y'all have not seen those videos, go to YouTube. Watch the all deaf digital videos, man. They are watch Roast Me all the seasons.
Roast Me,
oh, man.
And Roast Me was cool. The episodes I'm on, I remember one episode. I got my girl Super. I don't know if y'all know Super. Super is a black.
What's happening, Super? Yeah.
Super Cent, and she's dope. I didn't know her, but we became great friends. And look how dope she is, So I'm like, wow. Like we talk on the daily, and I'm like, wow, you doing numbers and you got a product and that's just amazing. So it just builds me up too to figure out,
that was where I first saw her was that.
Yeah. See, that's when she flew out there, she flew out there because she made her son famous. Instead of fighting, she made him roast. So the dude, the bully, would bully him, but she made him such a good roaster. Instead of fighting and getting expelled, he'd just roast him. Yeah.
On your ass, nigga. On your ass. You don't know where your mama is, nigga.
So just think and it's so cool. Like I said, you have a group of people that you actually can hit up, and your friends. You know what I mean? So it's just like it's dope. So it's like, hey, Roast Me was a good all deaf digital. We still rock. So it's like hopefully when everything comes back, it's gonna be way more content, bigger things to come. So shout out to my boys that ADD.
Yeah, man, that's what's up. That's some of my favorite stuff, man. Hey, listen, so before I let you get out of here, man, I got 2 last questions, man. Do you have any projects you want to tell people where you finna be performing? You got anything?
I got a few projects. Yeah, I got a few projects. Next month, be in Austin, Texas. Shout out to my boy David Lucas. He's the king of David Lucas. He's a dope comic. That's my bro. He's down there. He has started a room, a regular on Kill Tony now. So. My boy Dave Lucas be down there in Austin. I got shows coming out here next week. I'm in Hollywood. The Ha Ha Comedy Club opened up, the first comedy club in LA to open up, and I'm gonna be on there like next Monday or Thursday, one or the other. Shows this week to Thursday and Saturday. So just continue to check out with the stuff I have going on, and I always post it in my info, in my bio. And my links, so tap in.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah.
So I got you here, man. I gotta have you drop some game, man. You got any advice for the up and comers, man? Just new people, new content creators, new comedians. What would you what would you advise?
The only advice I would say is just be you. Stay original, stay true, make it funny. Don't waste your time on wanting followers and views. You would become a victim to the game. Right. Let the people that like your content follow you, and that will come. But you have to be consistent. You know, people want instant gratification. I've been doing it 6 months. So what? These people who are making money have been doing it since they've been 12, and they're 20 now.
Right.
That's 8 years. So what are you talking about 6 months? Like, these people been doing it for 10 years, and they started at 10 years old. Yeah, maybe we didn't know how to use it, but that's how long it takes to, like, now see some money come in, and they still do it. Some people ain't ready for that money. Some people can't get YouTube money, $90,000 a month, because you know what? You're gonna stop your content. You're not gonna know how to spend it. You might get on drugs. You might become an alcoholic. You might blow it. So you have to be prepared for that. And the only way to be prepared for that is putting the hard work in. So when you get it, you can see your fruits of your labor and know what it took, to get this money. So it's like, because easy come, easy go. If you put the work in, you might be saving your own life by not doing something stupid, because you could know how hard it was to work all those long nights. So what you would have did at 18 and 19, you're not gonna do at 24, 25, 26 after spending days and nights and days and nights after getting rejected and seeing who's your friend. You can be a stronger person. You can be ready for whatever comes your way. And that's one thing that's guaranteed. You put the hard work in, something's gonna happen. No, just like I'm on this with you, and bless up to the Cloud Chronicles. It's always blessing. Something's gonna happen. Something's always gonna happen. But you have to do your work. Do your work and forget about it. You know what I mean? Like you said, life's just too short. And stay out the way. Stay out the way. That you see that killing black people. It's open season. It's never been closed. People say it's open season. It's never been closed. We just are now at the right place at the right time. Now we got parents who are sticking together, saying the mom and daddy. You know what I mean? Instead of the black mom or black dad being on crack, what they think. No, these are educated people now. Now you got to pay these settlements. You know what I mean? And it's not like you can throw the whole force away. I say that you can't throw the whole force away, but damn it, you should have more training you should have more hours training to be a police than you should have doing hair. You have to have more hours doing hair than you have to be a police, and that's where you will never succeed. So hopefully, to upcoming comedians, stay out the way, be in the right place, right time, and that's just being out. Don't expect nobody to give you anything. Earn it. It feels way more better. Earn your stripes, and people will see, and they will feed you. They'll feed you, bro. That's how I'm here with you. They fed me, and I ate, and I did my work, and it still don't work. It's a nonstop thing. You know how it is, man.
Yeah. That's what's up, man. Definitely some words to live by. Go ahead.
Yeah. Oh no, I was about to say, definitely got merch coming out. Merch is the name God Put Me On. Don't want y'all to think anything else. That who put me on. That's what I got on the Kevin on Stage show. That's what I just designed myself. So it's God Put Me On. T-shirts and sweatpants coming soon. Please support. And what else better than say who put you on than God? That right there. So you already know the way you react.
No, that's dope. I'm getting mine.
Listen, God Put Me On is on the chest. I'm sorry I ain't wear it now. But I like this T-shirt too. I like this T-shirt too. Right. I just wanted to try something different. But yeah, God Put Me On is definitely my brand. And definitely, I can't wait till I get them in. I definitely send you one. Give me your info, bro. And trust me, I'll rock with you. Yeah, I got you.
Hey, man. I appreciate you sitting down with me today, man. This is super dope, man. This is super dope.
Hey, I appreciate you, boy.
Hey, that's what's up, man. Hey, everybody, look, this is the Cloud Chronicles, man. Johnny Blaze, Kal Hamilton right now. Y'all go check him out on social media. Tell me your social media handles real quick, man.
Hey, man, follow me at Kal. Everybody says C, but it's K-A-L. Like California, but Kal. K-A-L Hamilton. Hamilton on everything. Follow me on Instagram. I'm trying to get my followers up just a little bit because my mom, she's starting not to believe in me no more. So get my followers up. Because she unfollowed me yesterday talking about, I don't know, I need my, she's trying to get her ratio down. I'm like, why you unfollow me? So get my followers up. Yeah, get my followers up and keep supporting. Make sure you follow the Cloud Chronicles, man. He's putting in work, and that work is going to pay off. And trust me, don't get on the end of the tail. Get in right now on the head and be ahead of the game, man, because this is lives. This is dope. And this is what's up. So I appreciate you too.
Hey, man, I appreciate that. Hey, man, at the end of the episode, I always like to say, take care of this. Mental health is real. Take care of this. It'll take care of you. Tell somebody you love them. Peace. Yeah. Drink your water. It's the Cloud Chronicles. Kal Hamilton, Johnny Blaze. We out this thing. Peace.
Johnny Blaze. Hey.